Hello,
everybody. And
from
welcome
the
to
other
episode
side.
of the Homebrew Podcast.
Homebrew Podcast, episode 7. Or, as you may know it, it's the only episode you've ever heard, which is why we're going to upload the other one, so you can see that ridiculousness soon.
Yeah, and you too can click on our six-pack abs video thinking it's about
Getting six-pack.
abs.
We are not physical education connoisseurs. I'm not interested in telling you how to get six-pack abs. I invested in the keg model, so we're on that level.
I have the way to getting six-pack abs. Push-ups, sit-ups, plenty of juice.
And a solid diet. Or you can get six-pack abs by listening to this podcast, especially the one entitled Six-Pack Abs. You can get six-pack abs in about 30 seconds.
We're maliciously advertising our own show.
Yeah. So this is a homebrew podcast. Nobody knows about it yet, but maybe you will. And maybe you're listening to this now thinking, hey, who are these guys? Well, this is one of your hosts, Steve. I am Steve.
And I'm Axel.
Nick.
That's... I have a stage name.
He has a stage
I have a
name.
stage
I don't give a shit.
He doesn't, but he calls
so-
me Nick. You call me Axel.
That's the way you can find him on YouTube.
That is, yeah, it's pretty much the only way you can find me on social media is username Axel480, AXEL480. There, you're all welcome.
There.
Up on
Now
everything.
you, ladies, contain your orgasms.
Oh,
But he will sing you Guns N' Roses songs.
actually, speaking of ladies and orgasms, do you know that I have almost been single for an entire year?
Oh.
Yes. Slow clap. Not for lack of trying, mind you.
I'm not clapping. I'm just imitating the sound of you jerking off.
It's not inaccurate.
So anyway, this is supposed to be an update
Yes.
video podcast thing that we're doing because we've been up to no good in the past few months.
It's been like self-torture, some enjoyment, blood, sweat, and tears.
But we're doing it for you. We're
do
doing
it
it
for
for
you.
the viewers.
The sex, the drugs, it was all for you.
What started out as like a podcast, just talking about whatever we want to talk about and kind of fleshing it out from there, has turned into doing massive amounts of Let's Playing and another thing that we're going to invest some time into called Let's Watching, where we take popular anime series and make dick jokes and inappropriate references during them.
Yeah, we take the shit you love and shit all over it.
Yeah, so it'll be kind of a Mystery Science Theater 3000 type of vibe, except it'll be anime and talking about poop and wieners and pee-pees and stuff. So, so all the important shit is right there. And we're going to start this run out with a couple games.
Mm-hmm.
One of which is called Tokyo School Life.
Oh my god.
Which apparently is the heartthrob of the Steam community right now.
It's got, okay, so...
Why are you looking at a picture of an old man? Is that John McCain?
It's Dick Cheney. So, I'm multitasking
They kind of
here.
look the same.
I have a buddy who made a joke about a dick picture. So I told him, I pulled this joke on an ex-girlfriend. I told her I was going to send her a dick pic. She didn't want one. Which my whole intention was to send her a picture of Dick Cheney, but I wanted her to ask for a dick pic. So I told her, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to send you a dick pic. And she's like, I don't want to see your nasty dick. I'm like, well, aren't you lucky? And then I send her a picture of Dick Cheney, and she goes, that was actually pretty funny. So I'm telling
What if you like usurped that thought and sent her a picture of Anthony Weiner? Well, Weiner. Yeah, Weiner, sure. It's Weiner. Anthony Weiner. Had to be the congressman that was sending out dick pics.
I should have just sent a picture of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
That would be pretty good, too.
But anyway, back on with the Tokyo School Life. When I was looking for games for us to Let's Play, I thought, well, dating sims would be a fun one.
Because you can, like, read through the dialogue on your own.
Voices. You kind of play them at your own pace. And, you know, there's... Most of them have replayability because of all the different choices, so I thought that's kind of a cool avenue.
We will not be replaying this one.
Yeah, we will not be replaying Tokyo School Life. We were completed it. It's done. So by the time you guys see it, we're already done with the whole thing. But I was searching for a dating sim game, and I actually put that into Steam. And little spoilers, found out that the game wasn't an actual dating sim; it's a visual novel.
Yeah, with 8 decisions peppered through it.
Only
and
8.
I'm going to be completely honest. It made me physically sick to play this game.
It's
not
pretty
because
bad.
it's like, not because it's, what's the word? It's not like malicious or bad, like
It's
bad
just
things happen.
just
It's just because it's really hard to like read through that,
written.
and I'm not going to spoil it by saying it's in my opinion, it's an awful game, but I would hope that we at least threw enough jokes in there to make it entertaining, so that you guys can at least enjoy us suffering, because YouTube is like that.
Yeah,
people love to watch others suffer.
It was bad, and eventually, like once the series is done, where we've released the last episode, we'll actually be doing kind of a review episode as well, where we kind of turn off the jokes and just talk about how we really felt about it and all that fun stuff.
And how we really felt about it is going to blow your fucking mind from this.
We'll go
guarantee
a little bit more
you that.
detail, and we'll explain. Like I'll back up my claims with fact for you haters out there.
Yeah, fact. Who needs facts?
Yeah, but so this is.
You're kind of low.
Am I low?
I'll
jack my stuff up.
You also
I'm all the way up.
You're all the way up. That's going to make it fuzz out.
Oh yeah.
I would just speak closer to the microphone. Yeah.
But
Just like
so this is going up. I'll probably put it up tonight.
Yep. So this is just us explaining to you what's going to be happening with this channel.
Yeah. So
so our plan at the moment right now is to release alternating episodes of different series Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 2 episodes on Saturday for Let's Watch, and then a podcast like this that'll be available on our YouTube to listen to with YouTube Red if you're special, and on our SoundCloud as well.
Yes.
So feel free to check out our SoundCloud. We'll include a link in the description, and you can also just listen to it on YouTube when we post the other episodes.
So yeah, I mean, now that the updates out of the way, we haven't done a homebrew in quite a while.
No, it's been like I don't know what we were. Shit,
we blew through games. And
we were like 2 months ago was when we started.
Yeah. When
kind of getting these ideas. So it's probably been about a month and a half.
Took the break from the homebrew to kind of plow through games, and we did a lot of full day game sessions.
Oh my god!
Playing
and most of that was just Tokyo School Life.
We have like 30 some episodes of Tokyo School Life.
Yeah. So it'll be coming out for a while, but I don't know. I hope we made it funny. That's one of my
going
fears.
Back and like kind of rewatching some of them.
Why are you guys just shitting all over it?
Like
it's
the
like
first
you guys aren't
8
even trying.
Yeah, the first 8 episodes were kind of meh, but then when we turned off the voices for the characters, and then it just kind of
it was a little. It might be a little weird to get through, but then once we kind of make it a little bit interesting with the voices, I feel like the jokes really come out, and hopefully it's pretty good. But we dissect the main character quite a bit, so those self-insertion types, be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful what you watch. Don't get offended.
No, because it's, I don't know, like it started off and I could relate to the dude to an extent. That was a toot. I could kind of relate to the guy, and then you guys will see. We're not going to ruin that.
Well, anybody can relate to the guy who's been like moderately outcast or felt like a loner at some point in their life.
So we make him feel
Everybody's been in that estranged social position.
That's true.
I think social butterflies are, kind of exempt from that, because they're not really thinking about a whole lot. They just know how to conversate naturally, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's always
even for self-insertion, you'd have to be pretty fucking ignorant to be the main character of Tokyo School Life. Like, it's just, how can you? Okay, just a little preview. How can you study for so long about a culture and then know nothing about it? Like,
don't brag about knowing a bunch of shit and then don't deliver. at all.
My plan is to go to Germany and tell the German girls how much I know about everything in their culture, and they're just going to look at me like I'm a fucking idiot.
Like, yeah, we live here.
Yeah, it's like...
We know.
Whoa, you got really fucking loud. You gotta find a...
I like to put it back to where it was. All right, I think this is a good happy...
maybe you're just speaking closer.
I'm
sorry. I'm so
making
off
out
the
with
fucking walls.
with the mic.
I have to do that too. These mics are not
I apologize for
terribly
my audio
great,
quality.
but
well, I mean, we're starting out.
yeah.
Anyway, you told me something cool, kind of following up on an older episode. I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. Bryan Cranston is going to be the new Zordon.
I said that?
Yeah, you showed me an article of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston is going to be our new Zordon. And you know what? I can't... I'm totally okay with this.
I hope that... there's a small part of me that wants him to be only in the first 20 minutes and then die.
Did you ever see the Godzilla movie?
Me?
Yeah.
How did I know that reference?
I was wondering if you had seen that or not, or if you were just really, really like...
No, I believe that's all the budget they had with the high-end fucking
that's another one we'll have to let's watch. So I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and I really like Bryan Cranston, his acting. I think he's a great actor. So when I heard that he was going to be...
Ever seen Breaking Bad?
I have not.
Oh,
I just think
for fuck's sake,
I just think he's a cool dude.
No, you gotta watch Breaking Bad.
But
like that's just in. I mean, anybody from the outside could be like, "Oh, they're trying too hard with their cinematography," but seriously, like, they nail the writing in that one. They had Bill Burr be a side character, like.
Maybe I'll check that one out.
And what's his name? The fucking guy that was in Need for Speed, his big breakout role. And they had to put him into a movie where he's most likely to say bitch again and again. So people are like, I recognize that joke. I understand the reference.
You are now typecast where you only say bitch. Bitch. But when I saw Bryan Cranston in the Godzilla movie, I was stoked. I'm like, this is going to be cool. Especially with, I think Ken Watanabe. I think that's the other guy that was in it. And they,
They call him
Godzilla. Let them fight. What? Let them fight.
They just like had the most thick accent. They couldn't even like cast like a Japanese person who maybe was like, I speak perfect English.
Well, like
I would think that would be funny just because it would throw people for a loop.
Oh God, I've only seen it once, but I want to say Ken Watanabe. He plays the
like a caricature scientist.
Well, the doctor that he plays, and God damn, it's like it just totally mind blanked on the doctor. But that doctor's name was a doctor from the original Godzilla movie, and he was the doctor that made the oxygen destroyer that killed the first Godzilla. So when you throw this character into the reboot, it was like, oh, cool, he's going to have some kind of importance, and it was just like a cameo.
Yeah, and they just made him like a caricature.
Yes, and
like
it was
caricature Japanese doctor guy.
God, it was so. I was disappointed. Like the monster, they focused on the character Ford and his family, and they were very bland, which was surprisingly because Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen can actually act.
Kind of
more than they portrayed them in Godzilla. Like I don't know what direction they were going for, but they're a lot better.
No,
than
here's the thing: they had that first advertisement in mind when they were selling the script, like the Halo jump. Arguably the most badass scene from that year in any movie.
Yes.
And
that was
the rest of the movie was
Halo
like
jump
listening to classic rock while monsters were trying to fuck. Like that's the premise of the movie. It's like these monsters want to fuck.
They want
let the bigger one try and kill them.
Even the monster fight, like the one thing about the original Godzilla movies is once the monsters started fighting, they were fighting, and it wasn't much taken away from that. Yeah. Occasionally, you would cut to the humans while they were doing their own thing on the ground, but then it cut to the monsters. In the new one, the monsters were literally fighting as the background.
Yeah. And it was more like story-driven towards the main characters. I don't know.
It bugs me to this day that Godzilla was reduced to a background character in his own movie.
It wasn't like it wasn't compelling, But I guess I feel the same way about Godzilla as I did about, like, what is Battlefield LA?
Oh.
With, like, the aliens. And, like, that seemed like a fucking badass concept to me. It's like, dude, you got, like, kind of handy cam type of footage, and then, you know, you're throwing soldiers into it. And, like, I don't know. I think, like, military drama type of stuff is, like, fucking sweet.
It's a
like,
cool premise.
I still think, like, Starship Troopers is arguably one of the best.
Good.
It's so good in the way that it's terrible too.
And
Casper Van Dien, like,
Boobies.
not a good not a good actor, and you can see how far that took him by being in, like, a kind of Kevin Smith associated B movie.
Yeah.
God, where he's the piece of shit stepfather who steps out every night to go work at the shipyard in a landlocked state. But
no, I mean, like, Godzilla had a good premise, and I'm excited for Godzilla too. Like, it wasn't a bad Godzilla movie. It was just I think my expectations were too high.
It didn't have the anticipation was warranted because they sold it as this, like, kind of almost like an anxious movie where you'd be like, holy shit. They kind of tried to sell it as Cloverfield, and I really liked Cloverfield.
I never saw Cloverfield.
I
don't like the handycam movies, though. I'm not a big fan of that style.
But for what it was in the time that it came out, like, I don't know. I thought it was badass. I saw it 3 days in a row.
Gotcha.
Like in the theaters.
I do want to see Clover show up in like a monster movie. Like a full-grown Clover, because I know the monster in Cloverfield was just a baby.
Yeah.
So I do want to see, like, a mature monster. Like, the cool thing about the Godzilla movie is it did open up the kaiju. Well, Pacific Rim opened up the kaiju doors to America, and then Godzilla kind of solidified the fact that this could work. And I think they actually do.
Then you have, like, people like me that are like, they're stealing everything from things that I like.
I'm okay.
Like, next
I'm
thing,
okay with it.
Like, I don't know. You can think of all the fucking,
as long as they don't do another live action Dragon Ball movie,
psychic power type movies. It's like it's all got to be, like, Akira related.
Oh, okay.
Didn't
they do a live action Akira?
No, somebody made, like, a fan kind of recreation of a movie trailer or something, and they were, like, self-funding for it, but I don't know if that ever went anywhere.
Did you ever see the Mega Man one?
Huh?
Did you ever see the Mega Man one that was like that? The fan made? Oh god, it was so cool.
I'd have to look at it. God. But I know I feel like a long time ago they were like, yeah, so and so is making a fucking Akira movie because, like, apparently he's super into anime, and it's like,
I'm surprised that they haven't made an Akira live action movie.
That sounds weird. And then you looked it up on IMDb and it's like Akira live action. It's like, that's pretty crazy that they would do that and then never follow through on it, because if they do it right, like, it could be a fucking sweet movie. But I mean, they just have to license Death Note again with their.
Oh my god!
Like, they just have to keep making those movies.
Don't even get me started on the Death Note movies.
Like, I don't know. It's like they're making Ghost in the Shell, and that has some politics surrounding it.
I'm going to reserve judgment for that one until I can see it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make sense to, like, just use it. It's literally the race of a person, and you're choosing to use a white person. Like you are deliberately ignoring it, like a part of the story.
Well, did you see the fan reaction in Japan when they went around telling people about Scarlett Johansson being cast?
I didn't.
So
did they like it, or
they loved it?
Oh,
people
really?
in Japan loved it, and a couple of them actually made a point that said if you cast an Asian person in a anime character role, it'll look weird because of the eyes. A Japanese person said that. I wish I had the clip. If I can find the clip, I'll throw it in like a link or something. But she said
crazy.
That they looked at Scarlett Johansson, and, like, the way they had her hair, she said, yeah, she looks like the main character. And I mean, I don't want to be racist, but it makes sense.
I guess you've flipped my opinion on that. I don't know.
It
feels really weird to, like, Scarlett Johansson is gonna be fucking Major Kusanagi,
and
like,
it was kind of hard to
swallow
until
weird thing. and I don't know.
That's kind of why
you
I'm
kind
gonna
of
reserve
look
judgment
out for those
it.
types of things. That was my initial reaction. Is like,
The fuck?
the shit are they doing? Like
Yeah.
they
was
had to
mine.
go this way. Like you're deliberately. I still think like they're deliberately ignoring like a major part
Yeah.
of the character. Like I don't know. Like
I'll have to see it. I mean, I know
it's not
Scarlett
like, Twitter
Johansson's a
fandom.
good. Yeah,
Like,
she's
you
a
can
good
make
actress.
anything
So.
into anything. I feel like once the creator has made the content, like you need to respect that they made it. Whatever. Like
Yeah, well,
I never understood the people who obsessed over like character relationships and disagreeing with the way.
oh,
like,
you mean like shipping?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I don't care if people
Ash and Misty
like,
for life.
think that 2 and 2 should. I don't care about that, but like the absolute. What's the word I'm looking for? Just like that you have to you have to always respect whatever they make, and it's like that's weird. Like you guys spend a lot of time and effort into cultivating this subculture based around like non-existent relationships only because you want them to happen. And really what you're doing is you're just taking the likable qualities of two different characters and attaching yourself to them, and then it's like, oh, they should fuck. Like fuck all this shit.
I
like
want
those
to see
two.
that hentai doujinji. Yeah. You know, Naruto was like butchered by that. There was so many different fan shippings out there. I mean, I made a joke about Ash and Misty because in the Pokemon one, it's really just Ash and he shipped with whoever his new female counterpart is. There's like a new shipping group for that. But it's just Ash and, insert somebody here. Hell, if I was on Pokemon, there'd be Ash and Axel shipping.
I'm not saying that it should always just like.
But then, like,
I don't know. There's a weird line that I'm trying to argue, and like to most people that will make sense. It's like,
is it
I'm not the type of person that puts that much thought into it.
Oh,
it's like I'm judging
gotcha.
it for what I think the creator wants me to see.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not like,
and they're not getting
putting
mad when it doesn't go.
I'm not like putting extra time into it, like overanalyzing character dialogue and shit like that. Like
should I do that?
like in the way where you see and make up your own ideas for how you think characters would react in different situations. I'm not really that way. I kind of I don't want to go up to a painting on a wall and just be like, you know what? He really fucked this up. Let me put some green over here, and it's like, that guy knows what he's doing.
You enjoy the writing, take it for what it is.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want somebody, like, if I wrote a song to like tell me how like they thought I should have written the song.
Oh, I see.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
there? That's what I'm getting at. It's let people do what they want, whatever. Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, because I like. I mean, I like doing the whole.
Excuse me.
No fan arts and fan stories. Actually working on a couple right now.
But
it's you're right. As there's a fine line when you're doing that kind of stuff. Well, Tree of Might guy.
Yeah.
There's fans that analyze it to the point where it's just ridiculous, and they take the fun out of it for everybody because they have to be right, regardless of your argument could be debunked, whatever it is, and then you're still wrong, even though that you present the facts.
Yeah, because people who, not necessarily that they're wrong, but maybe have a different opinion of something than you.
Which
like
is
they
fine.
project this idea of who you are because you disagree with them.
Yes.
So like you might think one anime is shit and everybody just like hates you for it. Our on High School Host Club. Fucking hate it. I think it's garbage. I think there was one scene in there where I was like, this is genuinely funny. And it was when the main gal, Haruhi, was pissed off at Tamaki, was that his name? The Vic Mignogna character.
Vic Mignogna. Yeah.
But she was like pissed at him for some reason, and they were eating lobster or crab or something, and just the absolute brutality that they put into that scene where she's cracking the crab open or whatever it is.
So she was, they're all rich in Orin, and she's not. She's an average.
Yeah.
I don't think she was I don't remember if she was poor, but she was not well off.
No, she's
she
hella,
wasn't.
she's hella poor.
Yeah, she wasn't used to like all the fancy shit, but she loved food, and that's like she was so happy to have this like lobster, and he just said something to piss her off, like he does every episode.
Off color and. Like, I don't know. I thought that was legitimately the funniest thing that they wrote, and everything else was like, look at how people go crazy over pretty boys being like acting like they're romantically involved, and it's like, this is total like pandering. To me, this is total pandering. This is total garbage. It's crap writing, and like it's like Ken Akamatsu type of stuff, like I Love Hina. It's like they designed the characters to solely based on their appeal to certain groups, and they throw like you have a pie chart, and you have different sections. Like the main character is going to appeal to this many viewers who are maybe just into like
we need a furry
heterosexual like relationship between guy A and
try
gal
to cover
A.
all the clicks,
and then everything else is just like, okay, we need a couple of characters that fill in like the Wincest group, and then we need the smart, cool, collected type.
And then we need the lolly group. But we're going to make her turn into an adult later so that it's not creepy.
No, well, for that one in particular, it was the boy version of that. And then, you have all these other characters, and then you pepper it in with a couple of,
And it works.
It sells all the time, but being able to identify that and distance yourself from it, like you buy into a lot less shit. Like, I've bought into my fair share of shit, and I figured it out. So I don't buy into it anymore.
Oh, I still
it's
buy
all
in.
dependent on, like,
I'm like, shut up and
how
take my money.
ridiculous or how good the jokes are to me. And anime jokes, not that funny.
See, I love them.
Anime jokes are usually crap.
That's something that we've talked about before, where, I mean, there are shows that I know are legitimately not the greatest, but I love them anyway. Well, Dragon Ball Z, my favorite anime of all time, not the greatest show in the world.
No.
Still my favorite. I will defend it, but it's not.
And we've had talks.
Yeah, well,
we've had in-depth talks about why I hate this show, and you're still like, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. It's still my favorite show. And if you're right, like you're not wrong. It's a cookie cutter formula. All the Dragon Ball Z is fighter shows up, they get beat, power up, beat the enemy, rinse and repeat.
Well,
that's it.
They have the same thing for like everyone.
Everything.
They have, I mean, how many Dynasty Warriors video games came out?
So
and
many.
that is literally like once you play the first battle, you've played the whole fucking game.
Yes. And you know what?
Hack and slash.
Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U is the same. It's a Dynasty Warriors like clone type thing. It was made in conjunction, and I've played like over 100 hours with an old roommate, and my ex at the time would come out, and we'd stay up till like 6 a.m. playing this damn game.
Yeah.
And it's literally, you just have a giant map, and you go around slashing. There's really very little strategy. We just went around hacking and slashing.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you guys play this because it's like a bro bonding thing? Or I'm like, this game is so fun. Yeah. But it was the same.
It loses its value really quick. Like, you can have the weapons cheat in GTA 3, but like, you get a few 6-star moments, and then it's like, okay, I'm actually going to try and play the missions now because this is getting fucking boring.
And then the difficulty ramps up, and you're like, nope.
Yeah.
Table flip.
Yeah, fuck this shit.
But, I was going to...
it's like you can't ever... It's the cycle where you can't ever be pleased, and I hope I'm not just that
sounds
cynical.
Like my sex life.
But...
Sorry, I just wanted to break Steve for a second.
I just hope I'm not that cynical where it's like I can legitimately enjoy shows. Like, I love more romantically inclined shows.
Oh, I'm still
that
mad
kind
at you
of dip.
Air.
Well, Air is ridiculous in the way that it like gets pretty. It like whoever made that, the studio that made that and Air, and I still haven't watched Canon because I don't feel like at 27 I need to cry more. But
I need to cry more. Air goes from like on the emotional spectrum. It goes from like happy sunshine to raining in like thunderclouds really quick.
Yeah, but it's like I don't really like them for the realism of the events, but like the realism of like certain things that really kind of get to me.
Yeah.
And there's well, spoiler.
Yeah, if you don't want the show ruined.
Clannad or Air. I can't remember which. I think it's Clannad. But at some point, there's a spoiler. There's like an empty room, and having lost a friend to suicide, like that's a very familiar. Like that gets real on me.
Was that Air?
And I saw it before he passed away, and then like watched it again after, and it like hit me in a different way.
Right.
Like it really fucked with me, and that was one of the things that I guess like I came more to appreciate, because there is like really empty feeling, and it well, that I'm just discussing the kinds of things that I like. Like I like to feel like they're connecting with you in some way, and I can't connect to a lot of things in anime the same way that I do now.
You mean you couldn't connect to Ouran Host Club?
No, because I don't like dudes.
Even, oh God, I'm so glad you said that before I finished my thought.
What, cock and balls?
I was about to say I can connect to Ouran Host Club, and you're like, I don't like dudes. I'm like, well.
Connect this dick to them. Yeah, so
I don't know.
I like those Ouran. Are the kinds of elements I really enjoy seeing in shows, is when you have like, I'm really sick of perfect characters, and I feel like that's happening so fucking much.
Yeah,
like you just can't kill them off, or, like not literally, but you just can't. You can't. They're impenetrable. Like they just are not vulnerable in any way.
Well,
they know what to do in every situation, because the situations are crafted to be
just
they're tailored to their specific expertise.
This is how I expected it to happen, and I had 3 countermeasures in case you did this, or this.
There's no internal conflict. There's no social conflict. Like
no.
It bothers me. And maybe some people need that, where it's like
it's
I
like
just
a
need
quick
to watch
binge
something
watching
that's
session.
like
throw it on in the
light.
background, and
but my favorite show of all time is Wolf's Rain, where
we need crossplay material.
Yeah, and it's like I can identify some of the more ridiculous things in that, but like it built a pretty solid social dynamic between the main characters.
Isn't Johnny Young Bosch in that?
Yeah, Johnny Young Bosch, Mona Marshall, Seth something. The guy who played Hige went on to be like a magician.
Right. What's his name?
Yeah. And then Crispin Freeman is also in it.
Does he like boys?
Like I'd say like half the voices from Cowboy Bebop are also in it. But
who's the guy that plays Spike? I keep meaning to look this up.
That is Steve Bloom. Who is also in Wolf's Rain as Darsha.
He also plays great teacher Onizuka and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does a lot of shit.
He is Wolverine. I know. If I checked out his IMDb page, and I was like, holy crap. Yeah. I remember my dad is a huge Cowboy Bebop fan and, Marvel Comics fan. So I actually, when I found out that Spike and Wolverine were the same voice, I had to text my dad and be like, so Spike is Wolverine. And my dad's response was, that explains the hair.
Yeah. But, I mean, I like the darker art, like where it's a little bit more opaque. It has that remnant of cell shading, and like
I like the light heart. Baka and Tess is a close second of my favorites.
That's one where I legitimately enjoy the humor in.
That's like how we bonded.
Yeah, because they actually took a different direction in a lot of the ways that they deliver their jokes.
I still haven't listened to it in Japanese.
Huh?
I still haven't listened to it in Japanese.
I don't think we have to. I mean, it's not like every voice is perfect in that one, but it's
the
good.
Delivery in the English dub is amazing.
Yeah.
It was like everybody was on point, and the jokes were hilarious.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I enjoyed most is that they didn't use the honorifics.
Oh, thank God.
Nothing bothers me more than, and this isn't me being a purist or anything, but it doesn't translate when you use Japanese honorifics in an English dub.
It's very weird.
Get over it, pussies.
I actually did speaking of overanalyzing, I did a Naruto fan fiction years ago. The files have since been deleted from DeviantArt. which was my first encounter with an internet troll who just his whole thing was just hating. And I, instead of taking it as hurtful stuff, I said, hey, you know what? Read the upcoming chapters I have and tell me what you really think, and I'll adjust them accordingly. And he actually turned into a really good critic towards the end there. But I started...
He, like, turns from, fuck this guy, fuck piece of shit, to, like, what I think about your story is it lacks an internal dialogue.
Yeah, he's like, hey, try this out. I'm like, oh, cool. And it actually worked. It kind of helped with my writing in the future. But I started using the coon and the son and all that with English, obviously English dialogue, and it was weird, reading it out loud, having them do all this stuff. It was one thing to use the attack names in Japanese because I'm like, whatever, they're attack names, they can be whatever.
But that is one thing. It just doesn't translate well. Most people, unless they've taken even basic Japanese, don't even know why you're throwing it in there.
I've had to explain it quite a bit.
It's awkward. It makes the script more clunky. You have to save a syllable just for
everyone knows
inclusion of that, and it's like, just fucking say their name or like alter it to something else.
Yeah, because everyone knows the san honorific, but then you start throwing like kun or chan or dono, and I've had to explain those to other people who don't know what those are. I'm like, oh,
why are you calling the teacher sensei? Just call him like teacher.
Yeah, Mr. Nakamura.
God damn it.
Please deal with it.
And the narrator was replaced by me.
Oh, God, that's not worth the rewatch. We've made that almost a yearly thing, minus the year that I was MIA.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty good one. But, I mean, regardless, it's just like, those are just the kinds of things that I really like. Take Clinad, for example.
Which I still haven't seen.
I really enjoyed the fact that they put in the effort to show you what happens after they say they like each other.
Oh, what happens after Happily Ever After.
Yeah, and they did a pretty good job of like, dude has to go to work now.
Yep.
And I don't know why they don't always do that. Usually it's just like some dude with 2x4s, but it's actually like, no, you have to deal with this dude going and doing something all day that he's not used to, being tired, passing out, and he has like a relatively physical job. So it's like, holy shit! Like they did a pretty good job. Like, and all the subplots of Clinad are way over dramatic and
was
blown out.
Another one that started off as a visual novel and then became an anime?
was either visual novel or like a dating sim.
Okay, I know,
which is why they actually have an extra episode where he ends up dating one of the other girls.
Okay, I know they didn't do that for Air, but I know in Air there's a visual novel for Air, which I think is actually rated M.
Yeah, Clinad I think is the only one that was non-pornographic.
Yeah, because when I was Googling Air, my safe search was off. I was looking for the anime, like trying to find some stuff out about it.
Yeah, you got to include that little TV at the end of it.
Did not know that. Found out. 20
Monica
minutes.
Rial.
Oh God! Remember when we met her?
Yeah, she was so nice.
She called me sweetie. I mean, she called a lot of people sweetie, but she called me sweetie.
She was easily one of the best guests that they've ever had.
She was so much fun. She just seemed like a real person. Oh, then remember when we met, caffeine just kicked in.
Yes.
Do you remember when we met Vic Mignogna at Taco Del Mar?
Yes.
So
yes, I do. And it was just a reference war.
God, it was great. So we're in line at SoccerCon 2013? 12.
I don't remember.
Anyway, it was years ago. And we're in line at Taco Del Mar, and there's all these dudes just like jizzing in their pants. And I think you pointed it out, like, hey, we're actually behind Vic Mignogna. And I was like,
no,
cool.
He was already in line.
Yeah, because we
ended
up
getting
behind.
Was getting his shit and like waiting to pay for his shit.
Well, no, because we watched him make his food.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
it snaked around.
Yeah.
So while he was waiting to pay for his shit, like we were talking to him. We were just at that point in the line.
I had just seen Orin Host Club. Did not make the connection that he was Tamaki. The only thing I knew he was Edward Elric, and I knew he voiced Broly, and I think I actually did a Broly thing while we were there. I think I grunted.
Yeah, and then
it got
Tyler
weird.
called him Kurt's baby.
That's right. But he was really cool. Like, I mean, I've heard Vic
Yeah.
Mignogna kind of has an ego.
He does,
But he was pretty tame when we talked to him. Like, I enjoyed it. I'd talk to him again.
Yeah,
He
but
was,
I don't know.
Not Monica
I've
Rell.
heard
Monica Rell's
other
awesome.
complaints that are just really
I've heard that he can get
fucking
kind of
lame.
diva.
Yeah, well,
But-
it wasn't about that, but
Oh.
it just seems really, it's like a non-issue. It's people just don't understand that people are the way that they are, and it doesn't really fucking matter what you think.
He did seem
Like,
kinda,
your feelings don't matter when it comes to, like, allowing other people to just be who they are. Because if you want that same respect that people are going to allow you to be who they are, you kind of have to let it slide. Like, that's the way it works in our country.
I
Like,
kind of want to. Like, I felt like he
it's
was
super lame, but you just have to learn to, like, allow that person to be who they are, and that's the long and short of it. That's all I really have to say about it.
Well, I did get the feeling he was kind of happy that we weren't fanboying. We just kind of talked to the guy. Like, we didn't gush over him. We were just like, hey, you're
Yeah,
how
we
you
didn't,
doing?
like,
Like,
bother
we
him
know
for a
who-
picture when he's
getting his food.
yeah.
We were just like, everyone around us, like, so we were able to talk to him just freely because everyone around us was literally gushing over him. Like,
Yeah.
all these people that were too shy to say anything to him, and we're like just having a conversation, just like we're doing on the homebrew.
Yeah.
We had that conversation with Vic Mignogna for like the 5 minutes that it was.
And don't get me wrong, I actually cannot bring myself to speak properly to people that I actually like really respect in entertainment realm.
Like, you just talk to him, just
Like,
fine.
well, hang on. How many voices does Vic Mignogna have?
Vic Mignogna has
Edward Elric.
Elric and Broly. Those are the only two that I've ever heard.
And he's been in so many things. That's the thing.
He can
It's
pull
like
it off, I'm sorry.
he's typecast.
Yeah.
But
His characters
I
are
don't
funny,
disrespect
though.
him because of that.
Soldier Day was
I
a
have
funny song,
people
too.
in my realm of entertainment where I'm like, yeah, this I'm gonna go retarded on this one and ask dumb questions or be really awkward and just ask them to sign something or shake their hand.
Oh,
Like,
God.
I met Josh Scoggin because we got to play their last show as Aspen for our last show. But I lost my shit so hard because he's just fucking hanging out, and it's like, dude, this guy
Mhm.
has fronted a band that I highly respect and has like been a huge influence on like my taste in hardcore. And I just went up to him and like, I hate to be that guy, man, but would you mind signing all of these? Like all
Sign
6
all the
albums?
things. He probably did it too.
And
Huh?
yeah, he did. And then I kind of had War and Rumors of Wars is my favorite album. And he's like, oh yeah? It's like, hey, I don't know. In retrospect, it's like, hey, let me talk about how great your music while you're quitting.
We all have that. Were you?
I met Claudio Sanchez of Coheed and Cambria at a comic book shop in downtown Puyallup. And I was able to squeak out, so another album's coming out, right? The announcement that they had been coming out with another album was out for at least a month before that.
It started a conversation, right?
No.
Oh, well.
He was dead tired.
Fair
It
enough.
seemed like he just got in from Jersey.
Were you?
Yeah.
I know Tyler was with me, but were you there when I stood in line to see Little Karibo at SoccerCon, or did you guys go back to the room?
You and I saw him at his merch booth.
That was the next day, because
Yeah.
I know Tyler
And
stayed
then-
with me. 'Cause
Yeah,
Tyler
he told you to just...
Tyler made, well, he takes more credit than... I was going to get a picture, but Tyler convinced me to get to the back of the line so that I could be the last one to talk to him.
Yeah.
And I initially said no, and he said yes, and he kind of dragged me so that I was the very last person.
Yeah.
And I
He's
talked...
a smart dude.
Yeah, and I saw Little Karibo, who I have super respect for. The guy
Man
is...
crush.
Oh my God, it was boner everywhere. I have the strangest boner right now, and yeah, I mean his his Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series is the only reason why I still remember Yu-Gi-Oh's on the map. And his Naruto spoof show is also hilarious. But yeah, I met Little Karibo, got my picture taken with him.
Highly recommendable.
Both of them.
Ninja Bridged.
Ninja Bridge is hilarious. Met Little Karibo, and that was when I really, 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 really wanted to do abridging. When I thought I could voice act. And I told him how much of an inspiration he was. Actually, a lot of why I wanted to do Let's Plays and this stuff was because of Little Karibo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I talked to him at the, we did the whole, can you sign? I don't think he actually signed anything of mine. I took a picture with him. I didn't have anything for him to sign.
Yeah, and it was so funny that weekend, though, because you were like, holy shit, that's Little Karibo. We're
that's
like walking on the street, and it's like, go say hi to him.
Well, you guys weren't there when I actually talked to him on the street. So we were at the panel thing, and then our buddy Tyler and I, we split ways because he was going to go to another panel or something, and I was going back to the hotel room to, I think, get drunk or some shit. Anyways, I was on my way to the hotel room.
We do return to the hotel room to get drunk.
Maliciously. Except at AkiCon where we can drink on the floor.
Oh my god.
So I go
special.
I go down the stairs and I go outside, and I'm waiting at the street corner, and at this point I had just talked to Little Karibo, and I'm still losing my shit. Mm-hmm. And I push the button.
Don't freak out.
I push the button, and there's only one other guy on the street corner with me, and it's Little Karibo. And I look over, and I was like, hi again. He goes, hey, I'm glad that you're out here, and he actually talked to me, and he was excited to hear what I had to hear, and was asking me questions about projects that I want to do, and I still want to do the abridged series I told him I was going to do. Now that I'm getting more of this stuff under my belt, maybe I'll make that a thing. Angel Beats Abridged. It's the one I told him I would do.
Jesus.
Just
it's coming.
It literally, I think I just did.
Wait. That was a little.
That was out of his butt, but yeah, I mean, he walked me like all the way to like pretty much my hotel, and then went his own way. And he
went his own way after you took him up to the hotel room to blow him. If
I had that opportunity,
put me in your next joke.
And then back to what you were saying at the when we went to go buy, I went to go buy a shirt from him, and he actually remembered me. Granted, it was less than 24 hours, but the guy sees a lot of people, and he remembered me. He even remembered the abridged series I said I wanted to do, and I was like, holy shit, you actually care about your fans. You can't tell, but Steve's making the blowing motion with the microphone. Yeah, I mean, Little Karibo. I still treasure that picture. That was my YouTube picture forever. If I ever get the chance to work with Little Karibo, like on something, I will.
Little Karibo, quit being such queef. Come hang out with us. There.
I'll buy you a sundae.
I solved. I promise I won't call you a queef if you come hang out with us.
He will, but I'll punch him for you.
Until then, I'm going to release video after video calling you a queef.
But you can't call my hero a queef.
He's a queef.
I like him. God.
He makes funny shit.
He
doesn't mean I can't call him a queef.
He is so fucking... Dude's amazingly talented. Check out Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'd probably be about the same way if I got to meet Bill Burr, but he'd probably be like, you fucking 20-year-old.
Anyway, I'll stop gushing over Little Karibo. Go check out his stuff, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged and Ninja Bridged, and
all those things.
Get him to work with.
Before you do that, you should really check out the shit that we got going on. Save the hard labor of going to a different page and clicking subscribe when you could do that right now.
Really quickly, click on like on all of our videos, then go watch Little Karibo's videos.
Depends on when you watch this. Read this, hear this. Sue? I'm not really sure.
If anybody ever takes this clip and plays this after I make it and I work with Little Karibo, I'm going to cry on panel.
Yeah, and then he's going to
make fun of me.
Look at me and be like, you called me a queef? You're such a dick.
And then he's going to call me out and be like,
I said I would stop calling you a queef if you hung out with us.
I'm going to call all your heroes queefs from now on.
Do it.
It's no fun.
Who's one of my heroes?
The dudes you just talked about.
No. They're not heroes. They're people I respect highly in entertainment forms, but they're not heroes.
I'll find out your heroes.
I don't have any heroes.
I'm your hero. God damn it, I walked into that one. Nah, I'm a queef. Well, I do blow a lot of hot air.
Well, maybe if you're saying you're my hero because you're a sandwich, I'll eat the shit out of you.
And there's 42.
42% gay. This is something we bring up often, is my percentage of gay waivers.
Like our percentage of gay together. So obviously Steve and I are pretty close.
Oh,
sorry, our audio program
just
it slowed down a little bit. So obviously he and I are pretty close. We have a channel together, and we spend a lot of time.
Do a channel together, record episodes together, jack off in the same bathroom together.
Not at the same time. Of course, at the same time.
Of course. We sword fight.
We cross the street.
It's the only way I can come now, is if you slap your dick on mine before I do it.
And there's 45. And his wife, I think, was the one that said we were like 20% gay.
Yeah.
And then it's slowly been increasing since then. Except we took a 10% jump today.
I have kissed you on the face before. And it was stubbly, and it just reaffirmed that I'm just absolutely not gay.
Yeah, I'm special. And then you carried me when I was in drag.
That I did.
Yeah, you carried me when I was in drag.
Yeah, this is not going well for your side of things.
This is going phenomenal for my side of things.
Right now, your Grindr account is just going to explode after people hear this.
It doesn't. I just don't even have to have a Grindr account. So when I turned 21, here's some backstory on me. When I turned 21, the only friend at the time I had that was over 21 was my gay buddy, Nate. So he was very social. Like, he knows a lot of people. So I didn't have a bar. He had multiple bars. Mm-hmm. They were all gay bars.
Of course they are.
I didn't have to pay for my own drink for like 2 years.
Jesus. Lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah. If I wanted to be, in a relationship with a guy, I would be like that chick in high school who's constantly getting banged in the backyard. So it was like I could have had like a revolving door of just dudes. Which wish that apply to women, but it doesn't. So,
yep.
I think that's just kind of how
you can't be a bottom with women.
That's just how. Sorry, just trying to picture that.
Well,
we all know my luck.
Pegging, but I don't think.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we all know my luck with dating is the point where, women don't find me attractive, but men do.
Yep.
So.
That's okay though. You'll be a hit at the gay bar again.
Sure.
Oh, yes. I feel like I've been like holding that one back.
I wish you wouldn't. But yeah, so now we're like 45. Yes.
The musk.
Oh,
the
Jesus
musk.
Christ. It's all still working. This is why we
like a swamp. South Carolina swamp.
Where's your fan?
Damn. It's above us. It just keeps circling it around you.
I hate you. I can taste it.
A tornado of gaseous fumes.
Oh. I am going to start. Yeah. Oh. Please donate to the Buy Axel Febreze Fund.
Yeah. It's a fund where he
$1 a
pulls
month.
my pants down and just sprays Febreze directly on my butthole.
I was going to spray it in the air around you, but that would be more effective.
Just right into the crevasse.
The crevasse. The crevasse.
The crevasse.
The crevasse. Anyway, yeah, what were we talking about?
I forget.
Oh, we were just changing gears because I just fanboyed over.
Yeah, we have to talk about how gay you are.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were talking about. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, and then at this convention, I dressed in drag. I told all my friends that I would wear a dress.
Do they like it being called dressing in drag?
I have no idea what the PC term for it is. All I know is I was wearing a dress. It was great, and I was made up to look very hot.
I mean, it can't be bad, though, because RuPaul, it's called, RuPaul's Drag Race or something?
I guess. Well, I think they refer to themselves as drag queens. The only thing that when I was, at the bars and, mingling, the only time I ever saw a drag queen get offended was when you called the drag queen a he while they were in, drag. When the makeup's on, she's a she. When it's off, he's a he. And as long as you respected that and you were like, whatever, you do you, there was no hard feelings. So,
yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool.
I guess I just don't know enough people who cross-dress.
It was an interesting... Am I the only one that you know? I've done it.
I'm trying to think.
I've done it twice. But at a AkiCon a couple years ago, I told all my friends I would wear. I've told them for years I would wear a dress or a crossplay, and they finally called me out on it.
Yeah,
and I was
we
like,
made you a Star Trek green woman.
Yeah, I was an Orion sex slave, and and yeah, I remember it kind of like came up, and I was like so like compliant and like, yeah, sure, let's do it. That I remember Terry was kind of like, really?
That's when I got a lap dance from one of the dudes from Beasts of Hentai.
God, you were so drunk.
I was having a great time.
Yeah, so we.
It was so fun though.
I'll tell you what. If we get enough likes, I'll post a picture of me in drag up. But that's gonna have to be like, you guys have to earn that.
Yeah,
We'll make it small. 100
I don't know
likes.
that there are any pictures of what I did, but
no, we didn't take any pictures of you getting grinded on.
yeah.
But there's a picture of
my
me.
Butthole is just absolute.
It's so bad.
It's a terrorist.
There's a couple pictures of me in the dress.
Immediate.
God, I hate you. But yeah, there was. I got hit on a lot.
But sniffling, you're gonna. It's gonna like go straight to your brain. I wanna see you be brave.
I fucking hate you. This is hostile work environment. I mean, you know what? I'll still take this over your burps.
Yeah, the burps are pretty bad.
Hate you.
Especially after like teriyaki and an energy drink.
God, teriyaki's so good. Anyway, what else we gotta talk about?
I suppose we could just kind of let people in on what we're doing. So,
Yeah.
as we said before, Tokyo School Life will be our first series that we're gonna do in full, and then after that, or
what's our
rather
second one that we're doing?
revolving in between, it's Long Live the Queen.
That's right. So Tokyo School Life Monday, Long Live the Queen Wednesday, followed by episode 2 of Tokyo School Life on Friday,
And then
Saturday you'll get 2 episodes of our list.
3.
Yeah. So next week. So how it's going to work on the 4th, July 4th, you'll get Tokyo School Life. Wednesday will be Long Live the Queen. Friday will be Tokyo School Life, and that following Monday will be Long Live the Queen. Wednesday Tokyo School Life, and then Friday. Long Live the Queen, and it's just going to kind of rotate. So every other release is going to be another show, another game.
Every Saturday, we're uploading 2 episodes of what we're going to coin as Let's Watching.
Yes.
And our first episode, in honor of there being a new manga arc, we will be doing Cardcaptor Sakura.
Cardcaptor Sakura, which, if you've seen previous episodes or heard previous episodes of the Homebrew, the van comes back. Ugh.
Oh, it makes a strong fucking return.
Strong comeback.
Strong return.
And the second show, in honor of the new series that will be on Adult Swim at some point, we will be
with 2 new seasons.
2 new seasons.
12 episodes in total.
We will be doing FLCL.
Furikuri. Both staples. I hope you have seen all of these before, because there's not a whole lot of dead time between the two of us.
Yeah, so spoilers.
We're going to try and keep it that way so that, no DMCA or problems with copyright, because I think there's a certain amount of time that has to go in between before it's considered flaggable. But I don't think that exists in our run-throughs of it.
No, we pretty much commentate and do like an in-progress review of the show.
Yeah.
Occasionally we're kind of like, the fuck, and we just stop for a second, but
yeah, and
mostly with fully
well, a lot of it with Cardcaptor Sakura too, just because it is all subs, so even to have like an idea on the context and maybe anything that we could
and we need to try to
relevate after that, it's we gotta. You have to read it, and then the thought process is a little bit different. So it'll be subs for, obviously, Cardcaptor Sakura, and then the English dub of Fooly Cooly.
With the English subs up, so you guys can see what's going on, because you can't really hear the audio over us.
Yeah. So we got some great things in the works, and if you guys like it, go ahead and thumbs up and hit subscribe, and keep an eye out for more. And for the first few, I believe we're doing about 20-minute episodes for our games. So there will be a couple others that we do later on that maybe are 15, but I think that just because we're not uploading quite as frequently as any other Let's Player, it'll at least give you guys some extra content in between days. So that's about it. That's what we got going on, and we'll be looking forward to how things develop in the next few months.
And on that note, guys, we will catch you later.
Yep. Thank you for listening, guys. Have a good time. Have a good day. Be positive. Be nice to all the people around you. Drink a fifth of vodka. Dare me to drive.
Don't actually drive.
Find your teacher and staple his nuts to a stack of papers.
Oh, well, I mean, normally we end on an inspirational quote, but we'll get graphic on that
Those
one.
are quotes. Those are Eminem quotes.
Ah,
The best
very
quotes.
inspirational.
Yeah, very inspirational. If you can't be good, at least be good at being bad.
Oh, I know that actually is very, very lovely. All right, guys, we will catch you later.
Bye.